The world's most unlikely animal relationships, animal odd couples. Real wild, we're fascinated by animals that behave in ways we would never expect. Millions of us watch clips of different species that normally wouldn't come together, showing what looks like friendship, affection, and even love towards each other. Kate took one look at her. Thank you. I'll take over now. Stop it. That just melts your heart, doesn't it? It did. But what lies at the heart of these behaviors? Can science explain why these unusual partnerships take place? I'm Liz Bonin, and I'm going on a worldwide journey of discovery to find out why animals of different species make friends with each other, why a cat would adopt ducklings. I was blown away by what I was seeing. I just see you and believe it. If an orangutan could really keep a dog as a pet, or if two animals of different species could even fall in love so handsome. I'm on a mission to find the world's cutest and weirdest animal friends. This jaguar and Jack Russell are inseparable. When staff tried to move the jaguar to a bigger enclosure of its own as it grew up, they were having none of it. Both cried and whined incessantly until they were finally reunited. And, this does beg the question, how on earth does this work? Cats and dogs don't normally get along, but here in this wildlife park in South Africa, Bullet the Jack Russell is best mates with a predatory jaguar named Jag, who could easily have him for dinner, but instead Bullet and Jag spend as much time as they can together in this enclosure. They eat and sleep together and are always playing together. So, what's going on? For a long time, we've thought that most animals of different species have evolved to stick to their own kind and to generally not get along. But in recent years, the internet has been changing. All that videos getting hits in their millions are showing different species interacting in ways that scientists didn't think were possible. So how can we explain these relationships? And what can they teach us about how the animal kingdom really works? To find some answers, I'm going to start by meeting a variety of animal odd couples that seem to be the best of friends, and I'm beginning my weird and wonderful journey in Atlanta, Georgia, in the southeast of America, because I've heard about an incredible example of animal friendship between the most unlikely of species. They live here in this refuge, with over 1,000 other injured, orphaned, and abandoned animals. So this is Bello, an American black bear. He's 12 years old, and he's been at this wildlife sanctuary here in Atlanta ever since he was a little cub, and all through his life, even into adulthood. He's been keeping company with a couple of animals, well, you just wouldn't expect, and there's one of them now. That's your music friend. I have never seen a fully grown bear and tiger in the same enclosure before. Shere Khan is a Bengal tiger who's also around 12 years old. Asian black bears and tigers do share the same territory in the Far East, but when they meet, one of the men are badly injured or killed. And so to see these two guys, they're around 12 years old, showing so much affection for each other is pretty amazing. The third member of this unlikely friendship is a lion called Leo. The bear's the boss. And then Leo the lion falls in second, and then Sean's a little, he's a little wild child, and when they're sleeping in the clubhouse, all three of them, they pile in together, they just know each other, and they love each other. Jamama Hidoff is the founder of this sanctuary, and she's looked after the three of them since they were just a couple of months old, kept illegally. As pets, they were confiscated by the authorities, and brought to her wildlife sanctuary, had been in a dark basement, and they were all kept together. And then the tiger and the lion's noses were busted up, and they're scarred to this day. What absolutely fascinates me is the fact that these are grown predators in their own right, who are displaying so much affection for each other. What do you think is going on here? Well, they're truly a family. They've never been separated. We tried twice when they first came in, and they wouldn't eat. They cried all day. So for about 8 or 9 hours, I said, oh, well, they're just babies. Let's put them back together. Would you describe these three as friends? Very close friends. I wish I had a friend as close as they are. It's difficult not to think that they are friends, that they care for each other when you see how they behave with each other, correct? Except for that, oh yeah, they get to going. Is this play going on? Oh yeah, this is play. Shan is pushing Blue, and Blue is ready to go to sleep. And Shan does this all the time. He does it to Leo too. I'm loving Shan's personality. Yeah, I mean, Shan is the one that look at that saint, and he'll have to back down. It's nice to have seen that kind of behavior too. Yes, for some reason, it just makes me happy that they have those kind of, oh yes, they have to, because they're not sedated, and they're real. That is who they are. I'm amazed by what I've seen, so to get a scientific view, I've asked Clive, a psychology professor who studies animal behavior, to have a look at this unlikely animal friendship. What do you make of this? Situation CL, it's beautiful, I really love it. I think it's marvelous to see animals that started out such difficult early lives being given such a beautiful home, being given true sanctuary. I think it's a wonderful thing to see. And what do you think about the nature of their relationship? You know, how they behave together and, dare I say, how they might feel about each other? Yeah. Well, so I've been watching them play for a little while now, watching them interact with each other, and I've been thinking about, well, what's the best way to capture what I see there? Are elements of rivalry. There is a pecking order here, and I saw the tiger testing the bear a little bit, and you get that with brothers. So I would say it's a brotherhood. Do you think one of the big factors involved in this relationship, especially in the early years, was a certain type of bond to relieve stress they were experiencing? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's good research, I mean, obviously not on lions, tigers, and bears, but animals at all stages of life, including ourselves, get buffering of stress. It reduces your stress to have a companion with you, a friendly companion with you, and one feels it oneself, right in your daily life. If you have to go and do something stressful, it's much nicer if you can bring a buddy along, so it seems that the friendship these three found in each other helped them through the tough early days. And over time, it developed into a wonderfully close, lifelong bond they need to find. A friend, no matter who they are, is clearly a very strong instinct. You can see it in animals that have been brought together by captivity, particularly if they're very young. Just like this baby chimpanzee who's found a companion in a puma cub, and there's one factor that always seems to be involved in their everyday play. So why is that? Is play a crucial part of what creates these cross-species bonds? To find out, I've traveled to South Africa, just outside the coastal town of Port Elizabeth, to meet a couple of animal friends who just want to play all the time. This is Hugo the bulldog and his friend Igor the lion cub. Look at that hand raised in this safari park. They formed a very close bond, and their favorite activity is a bit of rough. And music tumbleo you got is classic. You are a happy dog to help me understand how play works between different species. I talked to animal behavior expert Dr. Linda Sharp from the University of Stellos here in South Africa. Play signals are fairly universal in that they tend to be all things like rolling on your back. It's making yourself vulnerable. They're very reversed of aggression. So even if it's two completely different species, they'll be able to read each other's body language. Yeah, if someone is rolling on their back, wiggling, kind of thinking, they're not about to attack you. I mean, you can see that, and so all these species tend to have the play